Hi everyone, I'm Miss Katie from Rockland Public Library and welcome to Wednesday Read Alouds. This week we are reading Juneteenth for Maisie. So many people in the US celebrate Independence Day on July 4th and many others celebrate Independence Day on June 19th. That's what Juneteenth stands for, June 19th, which marks the end of slavery in the US. So here's the story of Juneteenth for Maisie by Floyd Cooper. Let's see what happens. Maisie wants to play outside, but it's too late. It's getting dark, Maisie. It's time to stay inside. Maisie wants a cookie, but it's time for bed. Not now, little one. It's too close to bedtime. Maisie wants to stay up late, but she's too little. Bedtime is the rule, sweetie girl. Why so grumpy, Sugar Bear? Asked Dad. I can't go where I want, have what I want, or do what I want, answers Maisie. Well, tomorrow you will have a celebration, said Dad. What are we celebrating? asked Maisie. We will celebrate the day your great-great-great-grandpa Mose crossed into liberty. The day will be celebrated by us and many more families on the day we call Juneteenth. Dad lifted Maisie into his arms. I bet you're tired of hearing no all the time. Well, great-great-great-grandpa Mose heard no even more. Grandpa Mose worked in the fields that stretched all the way to sunset. He and the other enslaved people would be bone tired, but had to keep going. Their enslavers wouldn't let them quit. But as they worked, they thought about freedom. So they were worked very, very hard. And before they finally went to sleep at night, they prayed about freedom and made plans for change and a better future. Some slaves ran north to freedom, following the bright stars in the sky. They sweat, they bled, and they cried, till those cries were quieted by a single proclamation from a brave president. Grandpa Mose heard that proclamation read from the balcony of a hotel on a warm July day in Galveston, Texas. Here's everyone gathered, and there's the president giving a speech. Grandpa Mose heard nothing but cheers, saw nothing but happiness, and felt nothing but pride shared by all those around him. The great cheers became dancing. The dancing became celebrating. It went on and on all night. Grandpa Mose and the others had found freedom. They continued to work, but this time they were paid for their hard work. So they worked and they saved, and they never forgot the moment they heard, the moment that changed their lives forever. But things weren't perfect. Black people still struggle to stand shoulder to shoulder with white people. They still weren't treated as equals. It wasn't easy, but they never gave up. And every year on Juneteenth, they remembered. They marched for their jobs, they lobbied for schools, and the right to vote. They shouted for the opportunity. Here they are, marching for their rights. And every year on Juneteenth, they celebrated and remembered. They learned and they grew. They forgave. They excelled and achieved. They became heroes. Now, sweet Maisie, it's your turn to celebrate, just like great-great-great-grandpa Mose. It's your turn, Maisie, to eat some barbecue and drink some strawberry pop. It's your turn to celebrate. And to remember. The end. And there's Maisie, remembering the past and remembering her ancestors who helped her get to where she is. And that's so important for us to do. We need to make sure we remember the past and all the struggles that people have gone through to get us to where we are today. And there's a little author's note at the end. It says, on June 19th, 1865, soldiers arrived in Galveston, Texas, announcing the end of the Civil War and the end of slavery in the United States. It was more than 2 years after President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation. Celebrated every year on June 19th, Juneteenth commemorates the announcement of the abolition of slavery and the emancipation of Black citizens throughout the entire United States. So that is the story of Juneteenth for Maisie. So if you didn't know about Juneteenth before, see if you can visit your local library to learn a little bit more about American history and maybe even see how Juneteenth is celebrated in your state. I hope you all have a wonderful week, a wonderful Juneteenth, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.